Hello everyone, welcome back to DeepdiveX Recap. In this video, we're breaking down a haunting mystery thriller from 2022, Arctic Void. So grab your seat and let's dive straight into the story. The film opens with two best friends, Alan and Ray. They've just landed at a small airport in Norway's Arctic. Their mission? To shoot a new adventure show with Alan as the director and Ray as the host. After waiting for a ride, a van finally picks them up and drops them at a lonely fishing port. That's where they'll board a tour boat to begin their journey. At the port, they meet Sean, a cameraman they hired only 2 days ago. But Sean isn't what he seems. He's an ex-army brat with no real experience in travel shows. Already, something feels a little off. On board the boat, Alan, Ray, and Sean are welcomed by Jim, the quirky tour guide.
Okay, so let's get this baby rolling!
Tourists entertained. But behind the smiles, a storm is coming. Later, Ray finds Alan at the ship's dining area. They talk about their project, about why they came all the way from America. But Ray's curiosity drifts elsewhere, toward a strange lunchbox on the table. It belongs to Sean. And inside, Ray discovers an elaborate sound recording device. Against Alan's warning, Ray puts on the headphones. He listens. Alan reluctantly tries it too. Both of them quickly put it away just moments before Sean returns. But the question lingers, why is Sean carrying this? As the day drags on, Alan hides in his cabin, texting his wife. His messages reveal a fight between them. He's been apologizing, but none of his texts are going through. The Arctic silence feels heavier than ever. Later, the three men shoot an intro for their show with Jim. Everything seems normal until Ray notices something disturbing. A seagull with bloody empty eye sockets. Shaken, Ray brushes it off, but unease begins to creep in. He finds Alan at the bar, brooding. Ray tries to comfort him, but Alan snaps back. His marriage is falling apart, and he blames the show for keeping him away from home. Suddenly, chaos outside. On top of an iceberg, a massive walrus is brutally killing its own calf. The Arctic no longer feels like a place of beauty. It feels cursed. They all stand frozen, shocked, horrified. Even Ray, who's already witnessed two strange things today, can't believe what he just saw. Trying to calm everyone down, Jim, the cheerful tour guide, calls his passengers to a barbecue out on the dock. He announces tonight's special, local whale meat. While the group digs in, Ray leans toward Alan and whispers that he's not touching it. Gross. No way. Moments later, Alan excuses himself, holding his stomach. Something's wrong. He rushes to the bathroom. Ray follows soon after, finding Alan at the back of the boat. They talk quietly, unaware of the nightmare about to unfold. Meanwhile, Sean is outside filming the tourists, but suddenly, something doesn't feel right. He lowers the camera, looks around, his eyes widen. Everyone is gone. No noise, no laughter, no footsteps, just silence. When Ray and Alan return to the dock, they stop dead in their tracks. The place is deserted. Bags, jackets, drinks, all left behind. But the people vanished. Panic sets in. The three men search the boat frantically, opening doors, checking cabins, running through every corner. Nothing. Finally, Sean, Ray, and Alan regroup. Sean swears he has no idea what happened. Determined to get help, Sean heads down to the engine room and pulls out his phone. But of course, no signal. At the same time, Alan is standing alone on the dock. He bends forward, coughing hard. Then suddenly, blood splatters from his mouth. Ray rushes to the captain's deck, desperate. He grabs the radio, calling out into the static.
Hello?
But there's no response. Through a pair of binoculars, Ray spots something. Land. A small settlement in the distance. Finally, hope. He tells Sean, and together they decide they'll build a raft and get there. Meanwhile, Alan, still shaken, picks up a camera left behind by one of the missing tourists. He hits play, and what he sees on the footage only adds to the confusion. When Ray comes to bring him along, he notices something horrifying. Alan's neck has a deep gash, a wound Alan doesn't even seem to feel. Ray quickly patches him up. With no time to waste, the three men push off on a makeshift raft and start paddling toward the mysterious town. But when they finally set foot on land, Sean's instincts kick in. He warns the others, stay close. Something's wrong here. As they explore, the truth hits them harder than the Arctic wind. The entire settlement is empty. No voices, no people, no life, just silence. And that silence is more terrifying than any sound. Three men step inside a building and stop dead. In front of them lies an empty swimming pool. Silent, lifeless, echoing with questions. Then a sound.
What is that?
Their curiosity drags them forward, step by step, through the hollow halls. Inside one of the rooms, they find a stag, a majestic animal, now lying on the floor, bleeding, gasping for its last breath, its mouth dripping with crimson. But they can't stop here. The mystery of this ghost town only deepens. They push forward, searching through the abandoned streets, when suddenly they hear another noise, this time from a nearby building. They rush in and find a television, flickering, static waves crawling across the screen. Ray snaps, kicking it in frustration. He wanted answers, not this. But then, disaster. Alan groans, collapsing to the ground, his face pale, his body weak. He rolls up his pant leg, revealing yet another deep gash. His wounds are spreading, his strength fading. Sean insists they can't stop. They need to keep moving, keep exploring. Ray tries to help Alan along, but Alan shakes his head. He can't go any further. His body is failing him. Left behind, delirious, Alan stumbles out of the building. His mind lost in the Arctic fog, he wanders aimlessly until a polar bear appears, huge, terrifying. But this bear is different. Its body, too, is covered in deep gashes. It limps closer, then suddenly turns away, leaving Alan alive. But why? Why do both man and beast bear the same wounds? Meanwhile, on the other side of town, Ray and Sean spot Hope, an apartment building, lights glowing faintly from the windows. They rush in, desperate to find survivors. Inside, they split up. Sean follows the faint sound of music into a room where an old vinyl record spins alone, playing to no one. Ray enters another room, only to find a steaming bowl of soup, hot, fresh, left on a table as if someone was just there. He freezes, trying to process what this means, when suddenly a flare shoots into the night sky. Ray bolts outside and finds Alan, exhausted, confused, barely standing. He pulls him inside, determined not to leave him behind. Meanwhile, Sean quietly opens his lunchbox. Inside, the strange sound equipment. He puts on the headphones again, listening intently. But what is he hearing? What truth does he know? Alan, growing weaker, pulls out the camera he found earlier on the boat. He replays the mysterious footage, German voices, fragments of strange recordings. Something in it gives him clarity. His lips tremble as he tries to explain to Ray what's happening. But before he can, Sean interrupts. Tension builds. Ray insists they need to leave the town, get back to where they started before Alan dies. But Sean pushes back. He warns it'll take at least 4.5 hours, and the weather could kill them before they get there. Ray doesn't care. He's done waiting. He tells Sean he's going out to find fuel for the boat. Sean hands him a rifle, warning about polar bears. But as Ray disappears into the night, Sean turns back toward Alan, his expression cold. Slowly, he lifts the lunchbox. He places the headphones on the weakened Alan's head, and what Alan hears next may change everything. Sean plays the strange sounds from his device, and Alan drifts into sleep. But when he wakes, he screams in unbearable pain. Ray rushes back, trying to help. In his agony, Alan begs him to watch the recording on the camera. Ray does, and what he sees shakes him to the core. The footage shows Sean filming on the dock, the moment when all the passengers suddenly vanished. Sean was there the whole time. Furious, Ray storms out, tackles Sean, and demands the truth. Finally, Sean breaks. He confesses he's not just a cameraman, he's a hired mercenary. His mission? To capture footage of a supersonic weapon being tested. A weapon so powerful it can vaporize people or twist them in ways no one fully understands. The device in Sean's lunchbox? A shield. It protects whoever listens to it. That's why Ray and Alan survived when everyone else disappeared. But the whale meat Alan ate was contaminated by the weapon's radiation. That's why he's dying. And no device can save him now. Ray listens in disbelief. His best friend is slipping away because of a weapon no one should ever build. Later, Alan, weak and fading, records a final message for his wife and kids. He hands Ray his phone, begging him to make it home, if not for himself, then for his family. Ray accepts, though deep inside, he isn't sure he'll survive either. In desperation, Ray seals the camera and evidence in a waterproof bag and throws it into the sea, a silent hope that somewhere might uncover the truth. Just then, Sean receives a message. Extraction is coming in 30 minutes. Relief or a trap? Ray lifts Alan into a wheelbarrow, promising, "We'll make it home." But time runs out. Alan takes his last breath, dying in Ray's arms. Ray breaks down, crushed by grief. Meanwhile, Sean reaches the extraction point, But before he can even explain, bang, a bullet to the head. He's gone. Ray hears the gunshot in the distance. Alone. Afraid. Then suddenly, a phone starts ringing. He stares at it. Should he answer or let it ring? The film cuts away, leaving us in silence. And the last thing we see is the waterproof bag drifting alone across the ocean waves. And that's Arctic Void 2022. A chilling reminder that sometimes the scariest monsters aren't nature, but the weapons we create ourselves. This was DeepdiveX Recap. If you love suspense, mystery, and untold truths hiding in movies, make sure to subscribe, because here we dive deeper than anyone else.